All right, welcome back to the Contrarians. We've got another reliving old reviews as a useless tool of confusion here, where we look at an old review and see if the reviewer got it right in temporal time. I'm going to look at a review from the Rolling Stone Record Review Volume 2. This is a period review of Yes, Fragile. Written by Richard Crommelin, looks like March 16th, 1972. Let's see what they have to say here. By the way, I can still supply these big, massive hardcover Yes visual biography. There's the first one. There's also a second one that goes right up to, not the present day, but about a year ago. So big hardcover books. You can get that at martinpopoff.com. I sign them, send them out here, PayPal, all that kind of stuff. So here we go. Yes, Fragile. The sure and steady pace at which Yes has progressed through their 4 albums seems to suit them just fine. And in Fragile, the fruit is at last beginning to ripen. Some problems remain, however. They're good and they know it, so they tend to succumb to the show-off syndrome. Their music, notably Cans and Brahms and We Have Heaven, often seems designed only to impress and tries too hard to call attention to itself. Is anyone really still excited by things like 5 tracks on this album or individual ideas, personally arranged and organized by the 5 members of the band, etc.? They've got it in them to do a lot more than provide fodder for those strange people who get it off to visions of keyboard battles, or get off to visions of keyboard battles between Rick Wakeman and Keith Emerson. Then, too, with the nimble Wakeman and his many instruments, a guitarist, in brackets Steve Howe, who can fingerpick like the devil, and apparently a wealth of collective imagination, they could inject at least a tad more variety into their work. As it is, most of the songs sound like variations on one idea rather than distinct entities sharing a common style. So it's interesting. Before this stuff gets categorized into progressive rock, you do see the debate. I'm going to look at another Yes review on another episode, but you do see this debate where there are people pushing back. And of course, this is Rolling Stone, and Rolling Stone's going to be famously against anything progressive. That just finds there's too much music, there's too much playing, it's too classical, it's too nerdy, it's too jazzy, all that kind of stuff. So this guy's a little fed up with this already. But make no mistake, the Yes people have a lot to be excited over: gorgeous melodies, intelligent, carefully crafted, constantly surprising arrangements, concise and energetic performances, cryptic but evocative lyrics. When all these things are present, Yes is quite boggling, and their potential seemingly unlimited. As in the opening roundabout, marked by thick, chugging texture, which almost impenetrably accumulates during deceptively innocent little breaks and fills a screaming, shattering intensity that builds and builds until suddenly everything drops away but Wakeman's liquid organ trills, some scattered guitar notes, and John Anderson's pure plaintive voice. In and around the lake, mountains come out of the sky and they stand there. It's a tour de force, a complete knockout, and perhaps the most quietly devastating moment to appear on a record in recent memory. Wow, that's a good review of Roundabout, and well written. That's pretty neat stuff. And it's a pretty accurate description of that song, because it is a song that has this cool building chord progression and growing intensity of all the volume and stuff, and then this big drop away. Yes is famous for that, the big clouds parting sort of thing, right? So good stuff there. The heavily atmospheric South Side of the Sky is also a grabber, a song that goes from full chorus and band that's loud to a segment that is nearly oriental in its pristine simplicity, just wandering piano and electronic swirlings and the whoosh of an icy wind. Heart of the Sunrise is the third extended cut, and it puts everything they've got into a wide-ranging and most impressive package, which demonstrates that progressive, remember progressive rock? Wow, so is this guy saying like progressive rock is like in the past already, but it is a term, doesn't mean sterile, and that complex isn't the same thing as inaccessible. So when it's all working, the music made by Yes is what the best music always is, a powerful and moving emotional experience. It's probably the first music to come along since some of the Kinks' older material that actually brings the beginnings of tears to these jaded eyes of mine. Don't bet it can't happen to you. That's kind of cool. It can happen. Don't bet it can't happen to you is his last line. We're going to get it can happen later on. Kind of cool. And a comparison to the Kinks, you get that, I think, a little bit because Kinks have already been kind of conceptual. And so that's pretty cool and very, very British. And Yes sounds pretty British as well. But yeah, all in all, a good review. I guess it came out more positive than it was there. So there you go. Another edition of Reliving Old Reviews is a useless tool of confusion.